I'm Andy.
And I'm Tanil J.
And we are surviving adulthood. So during quarantine, during COVID, we've had some time to reflect. So we wanted to come together, all three of us, by way of Zoom, to talk to you a little bit about how we got started, what was the motive, what's the goal, what are we looking to, just so you could get a better idea of who each and every one of us is. Sorry.
Who we are.
Who we are. Who we are. Do I have to do that over?
No. Boom.
So get a better idea of who we are. So sit down, grab a seat, let's talk.
I need like my tea or something right now.
Is that a baseball bat?
I know. Okay, so look.
I just had a whole baseball bat in like
time. Because you never know when you gonna need it. Like, you know? Like everyone should just have a baseball bat on deck.
During these times, I mean, you better have something.
So mine is just here for fun. But anyway, how's everyone doing during this? Let me see. We started April, May, June.
We started mid-March.
So April, July, August. Oh, we're not in August. 4 months.
We're going into August. Yeah.
I was already going into August.
I know. I don't even know what day it is anymore.
I know it's been like 19 weeks. Something crazy like that.
Right.
How's everybody doing mentally?
Some days
That's what I was about to say. Some days I want to just fly.
Right. I just want to go away just for a little bit to regroup. But I have definitely been making the time to do that. So that feels good.
Yeah.
Because, it's those moments where you feel like, I just want to scream. Like, I just want to get away because everybody's at home.
Right.
And it's really, when do you have some downtime? Probably when you're in the bathroom. Maybe if you're lucky, my kids are up there, so don't. I'm here. What do you
right?
So.
Right. No, for real. I'm struggling with like work-life balance.
Right.
Because I ain't gonna lie, like at the beginning of this, you know how you get that. I had like I ain't gonna say I had this like comparison spirit, but like I was like, oh my gosh, I have all this time. I should be able to get this, and this done. If I can't get this done, what am I really doing? When in reality, I needed it. And that's just what it was. But I haven't get a lot of stuff done.
Right.
And I have been able to find some type of balance where I'm still being productive with my personal goals as well as my work goals. But it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle because you're always on a computer. Like whether it's my personal computer or my work computer, like I have to something. My phone, Instagram, something.
Listen, I'm so over it. Like, I just need a break really from everything. And then I would like a break from work. Just like, I'll see y'all niggas another day. Like, another week. Like, that's how I feel.
Right.
I'm just really over it. But mentally, like Andrea said, some days are better than others. Especially while having a child here. And I guess you can be like, oh, it's, because it's summertime right now, the kids are out and soon they'll be going back to school, but not even really physically to school. Okay. And so it's like to have that going again. I try to make sure that he does a little math work, a little reading, but even then that's taxing because I'm still working.
Oh my God.
Like, no, it's not any real downtime. I feel like no substantial amount of downtime, and unless I'm going to sleep, and at that point, the Golden Girls is watching me, and so I'm just, and then it's a cycle and do it all over again.
Oh. Because I feel like my biggest thing during this time was scheduling. So that has definitely played a big factor. And plus, like I said, my kids are older, so it's easier for me to like different things.
Mm.
Like Steven is only 7, so you really still have to kind of be hands on. I have a 10 and 14-year-old, so got a little bit more flexibility.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I wish, we'll see. I was gonna say I wish there was something that your kids can come to, but it is Tennille, so Sundays you need to get your butt up and come to tennis.
This nigga said on Sunday. We talking about through Monday through Friday. What you got for me Monday through Friday?
What?
You know, you and somebody else invited me and Steven somewhere. It's on Saturdays. I'll share that with you. I'll share that with y'all behind the scenes.
Have to work, but I also do have some arts and crafts projects that we'll be doing, and I'll make sure to share them with you guys.
I want to do an art and crafts project.
You should. I want to do a family tree.
I mean, legal Zoom. It will be Zoom.
Oh, okay.
So arts and crafts, things that we can do to get the kids interactive.
Yeah.
What else can we do?
Right. So for those of you who don't know, Surviving Adulthood was based on the premise of us three trying to figure it out. So we have these candid conversations where we're talking about different ways that we're currently adulting and kind of figuring out, okay, what works and what doesn't work. Do you have any best practices that you can share? Do you know somebody that know how to fix a light bulb because I need, whatever it is. And we find a way to kind of weave together so that we can help other people, hence the name Surviving Adulthood.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. Oh, that was well said.
I try and do what I can, and I was off the rip.
What we're going to do with these children. So that's what we're doing.
That's a big one, too.
Like, come on, ideas. Let me throw some out there.
Yeah.
Like, I have 2, but although I have 2, I probably always come with like a group of 10 wherever I go. So you see me, and I got the kids. Come on, y'all.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
Then Tyler.
You're good for that though, because I'm not the one to be like, oh, bring the kids over. No, keep your kids where they are. Like, I'll come over and bring my child to your kids. Like, we'll come over to you and then we'll leave. And then sometimes he can stay. But don't bring me. No.
I really want a school bus.
That would be that's really like what you have in you.
Like a charter bus, huh? Like a little something little.
I don't mind.
Have a little music in there. Having like, decorated, nice and all that.
So, like catch me 4 days out the week, and then one day I'm going to be like, all right, I kept the kids all this week, so y'all give me my one day so I can have my self-care Sundays. Adults, we're going to use the bus. We have a little, party on the bus.
That's the interchangeable bus.
You could literally have a daycare if you wanted to, and people would just leave their kids. Because you'd be so warm. You'd be like, come here, baby. Okay, what you need? Hungry? I'd be like, yeah. She ain't even talking to me. Yeah.
Like, we're going to do a late breakfast, so y'all don't bring the kids too early, but, early enough. And
I'm telling you,
listen,
COVID, rack it up.
When I get this here in Oakland, we're gonna have a camp. So y'all come on, bring the kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do. Yes, for sure. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we each have. She just made me think about it. Our own endeavors that we are pursuing together, separately together. So, Andy, can you tell us about yours?
Yes. So for me, I am really invested in working with the youth. Just to give you guys a little bit of background about me, I was a teen mom. So seeing a lot of different things. And when I say I'm telling y'all, I'm talking about the audience and not Tennille and
Right.
But being a teen mom and just seeing, I guess, like the different trials and journey that you experience. And one of the biggest things for me is having like someone that you trust to watch your children. You don't want to just send your kids with anybody. So I became the, place. And plus I have like all my little cousins. So it's always just like a group of us anyway. And through that, I've just like, I have this love for kids and families. So I work with a mentorship program called Mentoring on the Fly, where I coach young girls about different things, whether it's about sex and peer pressure or, relationships as far as like friendships, because we have to have, certain boundaries within any type of relationship. So just talking to girls about a lot of different things. And I also use my writing for my blog, and share short stories. So everything youth and just sharing my journey to help others is love Andy's world.
Love it.
Blood clot. Boom, boom.
Nah. Tennille, you up?
Okay, so hi you guys. I'm Tennille. And so this is obviously one of the endeavors, right? I told Andrea and Angelisa, like, this is the idea that I have. Y'all can't go nowhere. You're stuck with me until otherwise, right? So we have that, and I hope you guys continue to encourage and us to forge forward, and comment, like, share, all that good stuff. And then also have a couple other platforms. So I just recently started doing these things called, it's a live called Tuesday Talks with Tennille J. And really what that is about is talking to more focus on not even just like my Christians, but people who are, spiritual, who believe in Jesus. And talk about what are their favorite scriptures, what scriptures come to mind when they're in need, or, but whatever they may have going on. Anyhow, and then also too, like favorite gospel music, the artist, the song, and just share off of that, because every time I talk to somebody on live, I won't have a scripture ready, but prayerfully they will. And then those who are tuning in, you can learn more scriptures, new scriptures, because I don't know a bunch of scriptures. So I make sure I mention that in the beginning, like, don't look for me to provide you with a bunch of scriptures. That's not happening. Anyhow, and then I have Deeper Dive with Tennille J, and that is just me really taking basically surviving adulthood to another level, just going beyond the surface with various topics, whether it's like talking about doulas and pregnancies, or like race relations between Black and brown people and so on. So look for that.
Love it. I wish we had some glasses to be like clink, 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 clink. But we don't. And then you have little old me. I like to think of myself as an artist / storyteller. I tell my stories by way of photography. So I take pictures. I've been doing that for a little over 10 years. Seriously, maybe like 2. With that, I am on a journey. I am a new mom, or kind of. I will be November. So my journey is shifting a little bit, because my one priority was photography, but now I have to take care of a little person. So what does that look like? Does that look like I might be transitioning something that's more parent friendly, transitioning into something that's more financial wealth. Those are two things that I'm very big on right now. So we may be seeing more projects from me as it relates to that. But for right now, I'm sticking to photography. And that is me.
So that is us.
Like,
in a nutshell, yes. And so we met up. So I don't even know this story, but like, so we met up. Oh, sorry, people just are like looking for me. They're just pinging me left and right. But anyways, so we met up. Tennille, I known Tennille, didn't know I knew Tennille, but then I ran into her at church. And she was like, excuse me, do you know how to work what was it, Squarespace? I think it was Squarespace.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, kind of, but I was like, what are you talking about? And then she was like, I have this idea. And I was like, okay. And that's how I met Tennille. And then
I was like, I need you. I
was
need
like, let's do it. Come on, let's figure it out. So we started off with speaking to the mic, where you'll see some old work where we were working with some people, even passing out. Remember when we was passing out food and tenderloin? Do you remember that day? Side note. Anyways, so that's how we started community work. We were building, we're still building what that foundation looks like. But it's a process. And within the community work, we had Andy. Now she is a writer. Like, I don't know if she emphasized that enough on her section, but she is. So she tells stories, like real, like monologue. I'm talking about like, let me have a moment story by way of in community. So we was like, we gotta have her on our team. Plus she locked in on every community. Plus she know all the kids. So we like, okay, let's right. And mind you, together, both of them, Andy and Tennille, they will keep you connected to the community. So the best way to be able to help people and to solve a problem is to have your ear to the streets and be in the community. So that's really the premise of what we're doing, is finding a way to survive adulthood ourselves and not keep that to ourselves, right? We want to make sure we give that information to the people that have been grooming us to be who we are today.
Especially for us to be, you know, as we both say, you know, who we are, what we do, and what's important to us. I hope people hear that it's entrepreneurship.
For sure.
Because that's a number one thing. Also, too, is really good because we're in the Bay, and it's a lot of that going on in the Bay Area. And it's just really, it's a real exciting time because, you know, it's often said about the Bay Area that we don't work in conjunction or together that well, or we have moments of togetherness, but it hasn't always been ongoing. And so this new space here, it seems to be moving in that direction. And so you'll see like all three of us promoting or, you know, sharing information about other people so that we can help everyone elevate. I mean, it's enough for everybody, you know. Like, I'm not just, if I ain't tried your stuff or whatever, like, don't look for me to say like, and your cakes and your biscuits are good and all that stuff. But if I rock with you and I'm like, okay, this person out here doing it, like, why not? You know what I'm saying?
And my thing is, like, if you guys hear about things, share them so then that we can share, because we don't hear about everything. Like, we're still people and getting familiar with other communities. So it doesn't hurt to, you know, like, if y'all see something, share it with us, and we'll make sure that we share it with our network. So that's
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, also too, it's been a blessing. I mean, because even though we all are doing something separate, it does work together. It's cohesive. So that's a good thing. And so, yeah, I mean,
good vibe. We all have a good vibe.
Definitely a journey. Because like Angelisa was saying, I literally thought this was like okay, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna do one episode with Tennille because she asked us to come on, and
Bye.
I,
Like, huh?
oh yeah, I could do what Saturday you want to meet? No problem. Let me know. She's like, no, forever. I was
Why did she really hit that forever? Like, oh, get married?
That's when like the screen goes gray. You know, you're like, I don't know what's going
You
on.
should not do this, basically.
it's been fun, and it's also been like I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning, and it's helping me my shell because I was watching our first videos. I was like, Lord.
Well, that's what I'm most excited about. That's what I tell people is that, you know, everything's not perfect, and you know, everybody always have some sort of opinion or whatever, and that's fine because I got opinions too. But it's just that to watch us along the journey and that we have grown in certain areas, and like you said, we're still learning and still growing or whatever. So I'm just excited just to continue to see us grow, really more than anything, because within that we'll learn and we'll expand and we'll become better, and all these things that we're a part of. And so also too, a big thing with me is like doing stuff for our church because we also all go to the same church.
Right.
And you know, also doing it in a non-traditional way, which is what I think that we do in a way.
Right. And that's where I met you guys at church.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we was just talking about this last night.
yes, great Bible Fellowship in Antioch, because I probably would not have met these lovely ladies.
I know.
So yeah, if you're in the Bay, it don't matter because people travel wherever for whatever they want to travel to. But if you are, you know, want to get a little sprinkle of Jesus from Pastor K, Pastor Kirkland A. Smith,
Okay.
Grace Bible Fellowship of Antioch, because there is another Grace Bible Fellowship out this way, but this is Grace Bible Fellowship of Antioch. You know, stop on through. You know, I mean, you can't come inside, you know, because it's still COVID.
No,
but you can drive up. You know what I'm saying? Or you could tune in, go to the YouTube page.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But we was just talking about that, how I was doing something on another platform, and Andrea was telling people like how we met and how she was ignored at first.
Ooh.
And so
You said she was ignored at first?
She got the brush off, you know.
I was like, oh, these young ladies are not, you know.
Oh, don't blame me. I was like open arms, you know. Some people think that's really annoying about me sometimes.
I've always been a nice, cheerful.
I'm like, oh, hey. But yeah, I mean, so it's really great how we all have come together.
Girl with my cousin, guys. But now I could just give my cousin a hug. She loves me now. I got sworn into the family now. And
right.
Last name. See how they do you?
Right. Right. Okay, right.
It was like, come on. I was like, bye, Andy.
Bye. I'll see you next time. That's cool.
But it's a great story because also too is just, you know, people are people, and then come to find out like how you just really click, right? You know, how you really connect. So, and sometimes you can really hit it off, and then the next thing you know, like, that's
right.
That person. Right. You know, I wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire, like, you know what I mean? So it just depends.
Not I wouldn't spit on you on fire. Oh my God. Would y'all
I felt that in my depths before. The depths of my soul, I felt that about somebody or two. But you know, hey.
I'm gonna pray for you. But would you guys add anything else to like the definition of surviving adulthood? What does it mean to you?
Yeah. Well, for me, surviving adulthood is definitely our journey, our growth along this journey, and basically us getting to know who we are and how we can come together, how we can serve our communities and our people around us. And when I think of like surviving adulthood, it's definitely bigger than our past, where it's, you know, everything that we put our hands on, whether that's us being at GBF, if that's us being out in the community, if that's
Right.
literally like being out and like having that interaction with somebody, because that goes a long way. And I think that we all have those bubbly personalities where, you know, when we're in the room with someone, we're going to speak and, you know, just acknowledge those people. So that's what surviving adulthood is to me. It's for us to be funny.
I think the same thing. I think it is a journey. I also question, like, will you ever, you're always surviving adulthood, I think, until like maybe towards the very end. If you're blessed to reach old age, right? I think at that point maybe you could say you've mastered it. Right. But I think for most of our lives we are trying to continuously survive adulthood. That's what I think, you know, and then along the way you're just learning, you're just being educated along the way on various things in life. So
Right. I think the name for me, I think I remember when it first started, it reminded me of this quote that was floating around that basically said, you know, you survived 100% of your work days, like carry on, keep going. And that's essentially what surviving adulthood is to me. We have t-shirts they're currently promoting that say adulthood isn't for everyone. And what that essentially means is you need a support system. You cannot do this alone. Like, that is the purpose of us here on this platform, to build this community, to kind of show you like we can do it. It's not always pretty, it's not always perfect, but we did it. So, you know, like, you need a team to get it done, because adulthood isn't for everyone, but it can be when you make it a team. So that's what it is for me.
I love that. Yeah. Well, this is like us in a nutshell.
Right.
And you'll get to know us even more as time progresses. And we'll share more. So, yeah. I mean, I'm good. Y'all have anything else to add?
Nope.
I just want COVID to go away. I would like us to
speak for yourself
again.
I want people to
say hate with COVID. I'll say I have a love-hate relationship with COVID, because some days I'm like, I want to get dressed. I want to go out and like maybe go to a lounge, a bar, and I haven't been to a lounge in forever. But at this point,
it's a restriction.
But yeah, I mean, even with that being said, like, I mean, COVID, the biggest part, one of the biggest pieces, right, is working in your student, your children being home with you. That's a big piece. Those two components are big pieces for a lot of people across the U.S., right? And really, with me, if he could go back to school even a little bit or half days, that would just be a blessing. But I want my kid to be safe. Like, I'm not going to send my child off for him to potentially become sick and for the worst and spread it to us. But I'm not going back to my office. So whether COVID stays or not, I'm not going back. So COVID go away. I need to be free. You know, I want us to sit together, you know, and have our, you know, our jam, our vibes together, in the same place. So,
I just want to be safe. I don't want anybody to die, obviously, or be sick. But I do like the shift that this has caused. It's caused us to like think outside the box. It's caused us to get more creative with our digital, like our digital footprint. Like, I like the shift. I can't lie. Do I want to go?
Yeah. Getting a lot of things done.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for it to go, though. I'm ready for, like, you know, the interaction is very different.
Oh, yeah, that's That's kind of
you know what I mean? I appreciate the shift and the change that it has brought to us, you know, opposed to
over there sneezing.
you know, but the death and the illness and the scares and this, that, and the other, I could do away with all of that. But I'm just looking for the next phase. Like, what's next? I know I'm not taking no vaccine. So if that's next, I mean, y'all go ahead and try it and let me know how y'all living.
I'll send you some articles of some people that have tried it and held it.
I've read some articles and listened and watched some things on the internet, and quite interesting to say the least.
Right. But no, I'm glad we can talk.
Yeah.
I will see you guys in person one day.
Yes. We'll see you soon.
We'll record one day.
And I'm like, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Right. I am starting soon.
No, but seriously, Angelisa, she have been like hiding in the house. Like, I've probably seen Angelisa max, and this is like a higher, like I'm saying the absolute max is 5 times.
Yeah.
And it's been like 3, but I'm gonna give her 5. But she don't go home. So I don't, you know, I'm tired.
And did you talk about me?
I believe so. I believe that was you.
I'll be like, oh, she what?
I know she is not. We can end this right now because the devil is a liar.
Hey. But no, I love you guys.
Love y'all.
Great.
On to the next.
Yes.
Bye.